The emerald green waters of Soča River are practically a symbol of Slovenia. Its source lies just a few kilometers away at the foot of Slovenia's highest mountain. Here, beneath the nearly 3,000-meter high Triglav, lies the Great Soča Gorge. In places, it's just a meter wide, with walls rising up to 15 meters. It's certainly no Grand Canyon. The crystal clear waters of Soča are a magnet for whitewater kayakers. And no wonder, the conditions here are ideal for the sport. Kayaking and especially rafting is usually done downstream from the gorge. That's also where commercial rafting trips are organized on a large scale. We are no professionals, so this is just right for us. For a commercial rafting trip, it's actually pretty good. More exciting than rafting the Dunajec with the Highlanders. It's nothing extreme, but there is still enough excitement. The organizers have added a few extra attractions. The water is absolutely freezing, it is a mountain river after all. The rafting is also interrupted by various international team-building games, let's call them. Rafting trips use different sections of the Soča depending on the water level. The whole trip includes the minibus transfer, takes about 2 hours. After basic training and learning the guide's commands, we begin on a calm stretch of river. Falling out of the raft is probably rare, but it's certainly possible. The river is shared by commercial rafting groups and independent kayakers. Both have to pay a fairly substantial local fee. Jumping into the water is a mandatory part of the program. The organizers also film the group with an action camera. Of course, you can bring your own as well. Halfway through the trip, it's time for a more difficult section. We obediently paddle on a command forward and backward. And quite often we stop paddling altogether and jump down into the raft. Toward the end, the river becomes calmer again. Then we have to carry the raft back to the minibus ourselves. But there is more to life than water. That's an interesting garage. Another attraction in the area is Boka waterfall. Its waters emerge from a vast cave system deep inside the canyon massif. Polish cavers have been exploring this area for the past 30 years.
Chciałeś coś powiedzieć w tym dramatycznym momencie?
Nie, on nie jest dramatyczny, ale muszę się wycofać, zdjąć uprząż. Bo
Czyli zachowujesz spokój, wszystko przebiega tak jak sobie zaplanowałeś.
wycofać parę centymetrów. Zdjąć uprząż.
Bardzo dobrze, bardzo dobrze.
They explored the BC9 cave, 700 meters deep and incredibly tight.
Ale wiesz, to miednica mnie trzyma, no kurde, tego już nie wciągnę.
A potem się złamie sobie wysokie w tył, a potem się jakoś poskłada.
Finally, in 205, BC9 was connected with Mala Boka, whose entrance lies near the valley floor. This created the world's second deepest cave traverse, with a vertical range of 1,319 meters. Exploration involving Polish cavers continues to this day. The system could potentially reach a depth of almost 2 kilometers. Meanwhile, we decided to visit a few show caves. Our first choice is Grotta Gigante, just across the Slovenian border in Italy. It's a famous cave, and an important part of speleological history. As early as 1940s, engineer Anton Friedrich Linde was lowered to the bottom of this chamber. He didn't find the water supply he was searching for the city, but the exploration itself was remarkable. The cave was opened to visitors in 1908, and electric lighting was installed in 1957. The tourist route passes through just one chamber. But what a chamber! It's 130 meters long and 65 meters wide, and 100 meters high. That was enough to earn it a place in the Guinness Book of Records as the world's largest show cave chamber. It soon lost that title, but the chamber is still hugely impressive. Two enormous plastic tubes running through the middle immediately catch your attention. They protect two pendulums suspended on steel wires. Together they form a sensitive seismological instrument. The cave is beautifully illuminated and especially rich in formations. It's also worth noting that ticket prices are low compared with neighboring Slovenia. This 12-meter stalagmite is called Rugero. It was named in memory of one of the cave's explorers. We leave the cave by a second staircase. It was opened in 1997. From here we can admire the entire chamber from a completely different perspective. Other parts of the cave can also be visited, using your own light and via ferrata safety equipment. These sections are difficult to access and bookings sell out a month in advance. The climb back up the stairs isn't particularly tiring. They lead to an artificial tunnel, which takes us to the second entrance close to the parking area. Now let's return to Slovenia, but stay within the same Karst system. It extends for more than 40 kilometers. The Škocjan Caves system is extraordinary. In fact, the word Karst originates from this region. The village of Škocjan, visible above us, stands directly above the cave. This is where the Reka River disappears underground. It flows beneath the church and reappears in two enormous collapsed dolines, Mala Dolina and Wielka Dolina. Then it disappears underground for good. For several kilometers it forms a vast underground canyon. Then for another 40 kilometers it flows through inaccessible passages towards the Italian coast. The tourist trail runs through this canyon. Unfortunately, the lighting is very limited, hence the poor quality of the footage. One of the highlights is this bridge 50 meters above the canyon floor. During floods, the river can rise all the way up to it. Right now the canyon is dry, with only a small stream at the very bottom. The tour of the Škocjan Caves itself takes about an hour. And then through the usually roaring canyon to the natural entrance. But that's not the end of the tour. It's worth choosing the longest route, which continues through more caves beneath the village. First, we followed the floor of Wielka Dolina. We passed through the entrance of a smaller cave, and then descend through a short tunnel to the Reka River passage. It's an incredibly picturesque spot, probably a great place for cave kayaking. We continue across the small bridge we saw from above, and into another small cave, through which the river cuts its way from Mala Dolina. We descend into a noticeably smaller sinkhole, known as Mala Dolina. Then, crossing metal footbridges, we head straight for Mach Cross's cave. It cuts through the rock directly beneath the village of Škocjan. For almost the entire length of this small cave, daylight remains visible. The interplay of light and reflection on the water makes this an extraordinary place for photographers. Isn't it beautiful? The second entrance to the small cave is called Marinik Cave. Our 3-hour journey is slowly coming to an end through the underground world of Škocjan, and it has certainly been a magnificent and remarkably varied journey. After all that underground exploration, it's time for a break by the Adriatic, because we still have one more cave to visit. It's Slovenia's best known cave, and one of the most famous in Europe. Postojna cave is practically an institution. Thousands of tourists pour through it every day. We set off aboard the underground train. The railway is 3.5 kilometers long and is operated by electric locomotives. The first cave railway opened here in 1872. Back then the guys pushed the carriages by hand. Petrol locomotives arrived in 1924. And in 1967 a second track was added, creating a circular route. And here we are at the station deep inside the cave. This is where the walking tour begins. Postojna cave was opened to tourists in 1824, 200 years ago. Since then, more than 40 million people have visited the cave. We are surrounded by a seemingly endless forest of cave formations. The only thing more numerous here is the tourists. First, we climb a small hill inside a vast chamber, then zigzag our way back down. Photography is allowed here, so phone screens are glowing everywhere. Moving along in a stream of people, we reach a bridge above a lower passage. More than 1 million visitors pass through here every year. Electric lighting was installed in the cave in 1884, before it even reached capital of Slovenia. It was one of the world's first caves to have electric lighting. The cave system is 24 kilometers long. The farthest sections beyond the sumps already come close to another large cave, the 7-kilometer long Pivka cave, through which the same Pivka River flows. So geologically we are dealing with the same cave system. Meanwhile, we continue along a passage still filled with beautiful cave formations. This entire enormous cave is essentially completely horizontal. Eventually, we arrive beneath the bridge we crossed earlier. The tourist route is slowly coming to an end, but the biggest attractions are still ahead. One of the most beautiful formations in the cave is the snow-white stalagmite known as the Brilliant. Finally, we approach a small dark pavilion. Inside is an aquarium inhabited by extraordinary creatures. They are a symbol of this cave and are found only in this region. This is the Olm, or Proteus anguinus, an extraordinary blind amphibian, once believed to be a baby dragon, and also known as the human fish because of the color of its skin. It can live for up to 100 years and survive for 10 years without food. It retains larval features throughout its life. And here in this aquarium, more than 20 young olms recently hatched. Finally, we stop by the underground post office. Just like those back in Poland, instead of postal services, it mainly seems to sell assorted junk, like these enormous stuffed olms. After a 1.5 kilometer walk, all that's left is the return journey on the second railway track. We pass beneath this incredible fallen cave formation. As I mentioned earlier, a second track following a slightly different route had to be added to increase the capacity of the tourist route. More than 400 meters of artificial tunnels had to be built. The entire 3.5 kilometer journey takes about 9 minutes and ends at the station above the almost dry at this time of the year bed of the Pivka River. Before leaving, for reasons completely beyond me, you can buy a photo of yourself taken at the entrance building. 9 kilometers away stands a fairy tale castle, which we visit using a combined ticket. It's built right into the mouth of a cave. It's so picturesque that it often appears in films. We head inside. If you're expecting beautiful, historic interiors, you may be disappointed. They are mostly modest reconstructions, such as the torture chamber or the dining room. The castle was first built in the 12th century and acquired its present form in the 16th century. The castle is closely associated with the story of Erasm of Predjama, a kind of a local Robin Hood. During a conflict with the Habsburgs, he held out in the besieged castle for over a year. Supplies were brought in through a secret passage, leading through the caves. Erasm was eventually betrayed, and, according to the legend, killed by a cannonball whilst using the toilet, after a traitor signaled his position with a light. The castle is riddled with secret passages and tunnels. The cave in whose entrance the castle stands connects to a much larger system beneath it. During wars, local people use it as a refuge. Some of the castle's rooms are simply natural cave chambers. with walls built across them. The entire cave system is about 18 kilometers long. Some sections can also be visited. And with one final flash of lightning, our visit to Slovenia comes to an end. Because this really is the end.